Welcome back tuning into today's video. We're doing the longer range look ahead today, as we do on every Friday. We've got the update from the JMA model, and we'll have a look at one or two other models as well. Looking into December today, going well on now in towards the winter. So yeah, we're going to have a look at what may be occurring or what may be around the corner for the coming month. Now, before I get on with the video, just want to mention the advertising. There's video ads on my page at GazWorldBiz.com. If you hit play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GazWorldBiz.com. Thanks very much for doing that. Video ad sits just above this weather video here on my homepage. So all you have to do is hit play on the video ad. You'll be supporting GazWorldBiz.com. Thanks so much for doing that. Gaz Shop is open and will remain open between now and Christmas. So if you want to do any Christmas shopping at Amazon, click through the Amazon banners in Gaz Shop. You'll go from Gaz Shop and Gaz Worldbiz to Amazon. Just do your Christmas shopping as normal at Amazon. Buy whatever you want. At the same time, Gaz Worldbiz does get a royalty fee on anything that you purchase. Again, thanks very much for doing that. So, as I say, we've got the weekly update from the JMA model. This is looking ahead to the next month. 500 millibar heights, and as you know, 500 millibar heights is extrapolating to high pressure and low pressure. We've got the orange and red areas. We've got high pressure, we've got the blue areas, we've got low pressure. So, British Isles is just here, we're upside down, but it's fairly easy to make out what's going on here. This is for the first weekly period, which is taking us from the 21st to the 28th of November, so right through the final week of November, the coming week. And we've got a large and anomalous area of above average height sitting over the British Isles, so a big area of high pressure is likely to be dominating through the coming week, sitting more or less to the west of the country, actually. So it probably isn't particularly cold, because we're tending to bring milder air around the top of that high pressure, but it's very anticyclonic, and I think we are seeing mainly dry conditions away from the far northwest for the final week of the month. Now, as we go through to the second week, the second week period of the forecast, which is taking us through to the 28th to the 5th of December, so into December, quite a big change around takes place then. We lose all the above average heights, we replace them with these blue colours here. That's below average heights, that's low pressure coming in for the final few days of November. The very last couple of days of November need to be opening few days of December. So then price turns a good deal more unsettled right at the very end of the month, the death of the month, and into the start of December. It could turn more unsettled with some rain. Now, this isn't a particularly deep trough of low pressure, so I don't think it will be a washout, but certainly it will be a lot more unsettled than the conditions coming up. Temperature's probably not all that cold, really. That trough isn't in a particularly cold position, but certainly a change there for the final couple of days of November and the first few days of December. And as we go through to the final two-weekly period of the forecast, this is taking us from the 5th to the 19th of December, so right into the middle of the month and beyond the middle of December. Then it sees this area of above average heights coming back across the country, so we get this yellow area setting up right over the top of British Isles. That's high pressure coming back through that period, that two-week period from the 5th to the 19th of December. Now, the JMA model is keen to build this area of high pressure through December, and it's varying in its position, so I think we've got to treat this with a little bit of caution. Last week it had it more up towards Scandinavia, I think, or it certainly has had it more up towards Scandinavia on these updates, so we've got to be a bit careful, but certainly the idea is still there that as we go through December, high pressure is going to come back, and it may well be that that's going to be quite a cold area of high pressure. High pressure right over the top of the country in December would produce a lot of frost, fog, inversion type weather, which is low level cold air, even if it's not particularly cold in the upper atmosphere. So I think we'll be looking at a lot of frost there through December, if that's right. We've got an update from the Korea model for the next month. This, I think, is broken down into 10-day periods. This goes from late November, early December, mid-December. So for late November, it's seeing that again we have this area of red across and just to the southeast of the country. So that's an area of high pressure sitting to the east of the southeast, but low pressure as a trough is up to the northwest. So that's pretty good. I think a lot of settled weather through the latter stages of November. As we go into the early part of December, so this presumably takes us something like the 1st to the 10th of December, we see again lots of above average heights sitting to the east with these red curves. You can't see where I'm highlighting, but that red area there is above average heights to the east and again to the west of the country, so between two large anomalous areas of high pressure. A little bit more unsettled up to the northwest. We've got low pressure in the gap, but I think really keeping anticyclonic influences quite strongly across the country through the early part of December. And then as we go through to the middle of December, well, look at this. It seems the red colours really building in across the country and a very intense area of high pressure setting up from the Atlantic, stretching into central and eastern parts of Europe with low pressure all locked in to the northwest. So that's a very settled scenario, scenario for December. But with that high pressure sitting right over the top of the country like that, there is the potential for it to be really quite cold with a lot of frost and fog. Not perhaps particularly snowy. It may not be all that wintry in terms of snow, but it could be cold in terms of the high pressure sitting there, and underneath high pressure the air gets colder and colder and colder. So the Korean model probably sort of in line with the JMA, but the JMA, remember, does bring us that unsettled spell through the early few days of December. But certainly for the middle of December, I think we are seeing the potential here for some quite cold weather with high pressure building in. The city forecast from the CFS model, and this is from the website weatherweb.net, this is for Birmingham. The city graph forecast shows that the temperatures are going to be a bit up and down, really. I'm going to draw it here, and as we go in December, and this is the 1st of December, just here, sort of up and down type temperatures. Some days quite chilly, some days quite mild. But then as we get through, say around the 7th or the 8th of December, it sees a more definite drop in temperatures, and then as we go up to the middle of December, well, yeah, it's staying quite cold then through to the middle of December with temperatures barely just 3-4 degrees. But then a very brief warm up somewhere around the 16th of December, and then another drop in the temperatures going from the 16th through towards Christmas. This is the 26th just here, Boxing Day. Just there, and yeah, definite slide off in the temperatures from, say, the 16th, 17th of December through towards Christmas, and then it's milder through the Christmas to New Year period with temperatures going back into a cine wave type up and down pattern. My drawing is a little bit on the skew there, but I think you can see the basic idea, which is that we're up and down through the first part of December. That could be associated with that more unsettled weather that the JMA model is seeing. Then a more definite slide off in the temperatures through to the middle of the month, which you would expect if high pressure is building in. Briefly a little bit milder, and then quite cold running up through to Christmas. But the CFS model hasn't been seeing a particularly cold Christmas on the Christmas updates that I've been doing, but certainly this morning's city temperature graph is showing that we could get a slide off in the temperatures from the middle of the month through towards Christmas. By the way, not sure if I've mentioned it, this is from the website weatherweb.net. You can find a link to weatherweb.net on my links page. WeatherWeb have started showing some very interesting charts in terms of monthly anomalies from the CFS model. So this is the monthly anomaly that the CFS model is seeing this morning from the CFS. And again, I say this is from the website weatherweb.net. These are 500 millibar heights, so it's showing that we've got an anomalous trough of low pressure setting up there to the east and the southeast through the course of December. The jet stream is running something like that around that trough of low pressure. It's not particularly showing a huge amount of blocking to the north, but with that anomalous trough setting up within the 500 millibar flow that the CFS model is setting up there for December, And remember, this is an anomaly, so it's not a continuous pattern throughout the whole of the month, but this is the anomaly that it's seeing this morning for December. You would expect it to be quite cold, actually. That is quite a cold and potentially quite wintry scenario, because with the trough to be south and the southeast within the 500 millibar flow, you would be expecting northerly and northeasterly winds, I think, to be coming in with quite frequent regularity. Finally, having a very quick look at the anomaly for January. Quite interesting again. It's seeing a deep trough of low pressure in the Atlantic through January, and still there to the far south of Europe. This ridge is developing over to the east and the northeast of the continent, across northern Scandinavia and western Russia. So that's sort of the classic battleground scenario. Really, you've got the strong westerlies coming in off the Atlantic around that trough, but we've also got the potential for easterlies to start to come in around that ridge over Scandinavia. So that could be a battleground type month, that with the low pressure coming up against the high pressure to the east. And if the high pressure is stronger than that is showing up there across the north of Scandinavia, then we could start to bring in some really quite cold easterly winds. But that's a long way off. That's the CFS anomaly for January. And I think we've got to treat that with a lot of caution. But if you're interested in all this sort of longer range stuff for the winter, I'll be doing the final seasonal model update on Sunday for the winter. So that'll be quite interesting. If you're interested in all that, come back on Sunday to see that. But come back to the to today's video for December. I think we are looking probably at quite a chilly December, actually, based on this morning's evidence. I'm not sure there's going to be a huge amount of snow, although this scenario, the 500 millibar anomaly that the CFS model is coming up with, could produce snow with that anomalous trough to the south and the southeast. But the Korea model and the JMA are more sort of anticyclonic, so what we're probably looking at is a lot of frost and fog through December. Could be quite a frosty, foggy, sort of gloomy month, actually. Quite a depressing sort of month. Maybe not particularly that much in way of precipitation, but certainly a lot of that sort of chilly, frosty nights and foggy days, that kind of thing. So it's all speculative. Don't take it too seriously. All of these models are experimental, not to be relied upon. We'll be using the trial and test these short range models tomorrow for the weekend forecast. So come back for that. That's all for now. Hope you found the video interesting, and that's all for now. Bye for now.